Hi guys, so this is a proposal for JHUB Africa, for one of the projects in JHUB Africa. Our project is called the Comprehensive Digital Ecosystem Mapping, and the main aim of our project is for the mapping and analyzing the key component of the for the Kenyan digital and entrepreneurial ecosystem. This will be done through focusing on four different subtopics. The first is focusing on the key hubs, for focusing on the key hubs, mapping the key hubs in Kenya. The second is the mapping the funding ecosystem, and the third is the startup trend. This involved providing insight into trends, gaps, and opportunities for new startups that are coming into the ecosystem. And third and not the least is the deep tech startup ecosystem. For this part, we are going to outline the innovation, the market impact, and the growth potential of some of the biggest startups in Kenya at the moment. We are going to start with the hubs. We are going to start with the hubs. So for the hubs, we have classified them into four different subgroups. First are the hubs that are situated in Nairobi. They do most of their business in Nairobi and in and around the CBD area, or in general the whole of Nairobi. So these include iHub, which has been really phenomenal. It has been founded in 2010s and has been continually supporting the startups throughout for the last decade. They provide access to workspaces, mentorship, and even they help startups access funding through by providing networking to multiple different outside investors. I think Gearbox does similar thing, and also the CFIDO Labs is also associated with the University of Nairobi. Does a similar job. The second phase we are going to focus on is the specialized accelerators. These are accelerators that focus on specific niche, including fintech, renewable energy, and agri-tech ventures. I think one of the biggest in this field is the Savannah Fund and Pangea Accelerator. So they really offer unique insight to specialized niches and those startups that are in those niches. The third is the regional innovations hubs that are clustered. Usually these are focused on other parts of the country, such as Mombasa, Kisumu, and they cater to local startups that are there. They usually provide insights. These are where you focus. These are where you find the drone startups, the drone agricultural based startups that help a lot of people in the agriculture and different industries across the country. The third one is the university affiliated incubators. We have one like for the JHUB Africa and Stratmo. They provide access. They provide financial stability and financial resources to the university students, the academics, the researchers that are in the university to enable them to start startups and make them into a really good firms in the future, really big companies. So the funding ecosystem in Kenya can be classified into four different types. First one is the venture capitalists we all know and love. I think there are a lot of different firms in this field, and one of the biggest is the Safaricom. We all know and love, and Safaricom also supports startups through their Spark funding. And the third one, we also have Nova Star Ventures also providing promising startups funding, and Action also does similar thing. So venture capitalism has been big in Kenya, but it's usually limited to its growing field. I think a lot of outside investors are coming to Kenya, investing in Kenya startups, and it is growing exponentially. I think these are some of the players that are really standing out at the moment. So the third one is the angel investors. So it's usually when the startup is at the early stage and we haven't usually have a working product, we usually engage angel investors to get this. So the third one is government grants. I think our president at the moment has been really vocal in supporting Kenyans through the digital talent program, and he has been promoting a lot of the making money from online ventures through the by educating Kenyan professionals. The third one and the most really interesting one is the crowdfunding. I think these are part that hasn't yet really established, but we have several players. Mchanga and Jamili Financing enable startups to raise funding from community of backers, tapping into the power of collective investment. I think these are a place that has a lot of potential because there's a lot of movement that supports Kenyan startups by Kenyan people and enabling us to have a professional track record of funding many startups and be able to gain insight from them. So so the trends we have identified the trends we have identified with most Kenyan startups is they are focused really on small niches. One of them is the fintech. There's a lot of dominance from the fintech, and there's a heavy investment going to this field. Especially the digital lending platforms and the crypto companies are leading the charge in many ways. And we have seen over the years the plethora of apps that are focused on digital lending. Though it may have its though it may have its toxicity, but I think it's a growing field and it will have a lot of advantage to many Kenyans. The second one is the agri-tech startups. They have a lot of momentum, leveraging a lot of ideas from the academic world into the farming world to boost the agricultural productivity of farmers and make them have a bigger yield. The third one is focused on the clean energy. I think this third sector usually focus on emerging sectors like the clean energy, healthcare, and e-commerce. We all know Jumia, but I don't think Jumia is a really big player. But there are a lot of upcoming e-commerce startups. So the third one is mapping the innovations that have been carried out by some of the startups that have been in Kenya. I think we know Twiga Food helping farmers. Sandy, I think at the moment it has been going a change of ownership, but has been really a big player in the logistics. And Copper and also are pioneering a lot of other innovations. So we have to map this and really tell their story on what type of innovation they have been able to achieve. So I think these are some of the trends that we are seeing. There are a lot of startups that are coming up from the digital ecosystem, pioneering innovations using AI powered to identify disease detection and improving the quality of healthcare in our country. The clean healthcare, the clean energy, we have seen a lot of investment go to this sector because the Kenyan grid cannot sustain the population, and we need more power coming into the grid. E-commerce has always been there, and there are multiple startups that are coming and developing new ways to help us to buy things and sell online. So what are the challenges and barriers what are the challenges and barriers that are hindering the entrepreneurial digital ecosystem in Kenya? One of these key challenges is access to capital, especially at the early stage for startups. Usually when the idea is just a conceptual is at the conceptual level, not many people will have the guts to invest. That's why we need a lot of funding and focus on this part and to help Kenyan entrepreneurs at the early stage so that whenever they grow, venture capitalists can come in and also help them pick up from where they have left. The other thing is there's a lot of complexity and bureaucracy hurdles such as licenses that prevent business growth and really doesn't help the startup to grow at a faster rate. There is an infrastructure issue as well in our country. We have been seeing a lot of blackouts and internet connectivity issue that has been a lot of issue. The other thing is cultural biases, and we as a country we never had the idea of starting businesses, especially startups. We don't see that the benefit of it because not many have succeeded, and it's not really that common to find around. So these are some of the enablers that are crucial to supporting the startup ecosystem and the digital entrepreneurship. I think we talked about some of them, but we are going to go through them. So one of them is the government initiative. The government have to be really supporting that of small businesses, small digital enterprises and startups that are online making money and not preventing them. And the third one is the incubators. They have really a good reputation of enabling startups by providing a lot of things that are really crucial. These are facilities, these are networking opportunities to raise funding and to help them really scale their businesses. Venture capitalism is really important because they help you raise millions of dollars, especially if you get touched with the right venture capitalists and investors from all around the world. I think another part that's really not talked about is the institutions. I think for JHUB, I think we have a promising idea with the JHUB and it's going to continue in the future as well. There are other universities doing something similar to us, and Strathmore is one to be looked in the future. So what are some of the successes that an entrepreneur can really do? What are some of the techniques an entrepreneur can really do to make sure his project is a success? So one of them is to forge alliance with larger corporations. I think Huawei is one of the examples that comes here. It engages a lot of enterprises in Kenya to really develop some of their technologies for specific to Kenyan market. I think that trend needs to continue where small startups engage with have a collaboration with larger companies and help them pioneer innovation in this area. I think a good example is the partnership between OpenAI and Microsoft is taking over the world, and we think we need a similar concept happening right here in our country. We also have the incubators. We need more of them, and we need some of them to have more success so that we have more success. The third one is the global connection. We need to engage with a lot of other external investors, especially one that comes into mind is the YC communicators. The YC communicators help startups to raise funding and just educate them on how to go forward. They have a track record of having engaged with big companies earlier on and being a fundamental for their success. So what is the end goal for our website? For our website is to really help startups at the early stages, and one way our website is going to help startups is by linking them with students. Why students? Students, especially for those learning in the IT departments, for computer science, for computer technology, for computer math, we have a need to develop our CVs and our experiences with developing actual product that is going to be used by customers. So the idea is to have a feature the main feature of our website to be a crowdfunding feature, so that whenever students students can support a number of startups and they get access to their code, and help them develop some of the features that they are going to take into the market. So as a student, this will help you build your CV, build your resume, build your confidence, and just be overall confident. And at the end of the day, when all things are said and done, we are going to receive shares if the company is successful. For the startups, they are able to get the revenue from the student population through a subscription method, and really this money is going to go into making their app grow and developing cutting-edge technologies. So the main idea is to link the student population and the startups. Let's say for the second year students, we can support 10 different startups in different fields, and we help them build the technologies. As we go alongside a student can have a $100 subscription, supporting the startup every month, and the students are able to have a platform where they get to see which features are being built, where they can help, how they can help, and the startup is like an educator for them. To see how real world enterprises are built and how a startup can be able to generate and. So I think this is the main focus, or this will be the main feature of our platform, is to help a lot of startups, especially those coming from JHUB Africa and other incubators as well, and help them get access to funding at the early stages before they engage venture capitalists and have a track record of having an active users for their platforms. I think these are some of the recommendations for future to enhance the entrepreneurial ecosystem in Kenya. So one of them includes strengthening the ecosystem by enhancing incubators and accelerate funding access and fostering development. That's where one of our key main idea of our website comes in, is to help them access funding really quick from people they know, from people they trust, and they don't need to have a track record of having an active user base before they get access to funding. The idea is to promote. The second one is to promote sector diversification and encourage startups in different fields, especially healthcare, logistics, and even in e-commerce. Even though the field is a bit crowded, we need more startups to help us gain more. The third one is to have policies that support the startup ecosystem and help them flourish. So on our finishing note, Kenya has a potential to develop an ecosystem that challenges for the Africa's number one position, but we need to support our ideas. We need to support the startups and help them build a solidifying position, leading in Africa's eco innovation hubs. Thank you.